talented woman who is well known in beauty industry and has won many awards, and also a New Zealand qualified beauty, makeup and hairstylist. Additionally, she is accredited in Rongoa, where she demonstrates her expertise in holistic wellness practice. So let's welcome Bianca Fallon. Kia ora. Okay, Bianca, I'm really excited being with you. And let's start with your journey, how you started.
How did I start? Well, like a lot of us in New Zealand, my mother never wore cosmetics. My mother's Māori and Spanish.
Yeah.
And so I started out hairdressing because there was no makeup artistry course then. And so I went to Cut Above Academy, did the second year of hairdressing, and then I did business for a year. And then during that year, they created the first NZQA hairstyling and makeup artistry course.
Yeah.
And then I became PA to the managing director, Gail Thompson, bless her. And she was also, Cut Above was also the company that sponsored my television show, Head Start, through Māori TV, that gifted a $20,000 hair and makeup course. So,
wow.
Yeah, we've got a long history. I think it's really important for our young people to have those pillars.
Yes.
And Gail Thompson, I say she's like my grandma.
Oh, okay.
And she has no problems growling me. And she's always been a pillar.
Right.
She's always been there for me. And so through that, I freelanced for a couple of years. And then I went to the UK.
Wow.
And worked as a hair and makeup artist over there, travelled around, and then came back to New Zealand and was intent on getting on the New Zealand Fashion Week team.
Wow.
Well, I actually came back because Fashion Week wasn't around, and I was told, stick around, don't leave New Zealand, we're going to have a Fashion Week. And Angela Taylor, who ran Visage Models, she picked me. I was the youngest on the team and the only Māori.
Wow.
Yeah, so, and when she picked me and rang me, I cried.
That's such a beautiful
then I freelanced for 10 years and thoroughly enjoyed that. And then I got tapped on the shoulder for Whakaata Māori TV, where I was the head of hair and makeup for 10 years. And then it was time to make some room for a baby. Yeah, and that's when I started my journey into Te Ao Māori.
Oh, wow. Beautiful, beautiful. So, Bianca, because I know that you are a rongoa practitioner as well. So, how you integrate rongoa practice into your hair and makeup?
So, like I said, I've done a 10-year journey with Te Wānanga Aotearoa. Just remember, they are free. They're NZQA qualified. If you want to go on that journey, ring them up. Get in there. That's how you learn about it. It's not going to knock on your door. And so I, again, got told, you're going to go do your master's degree. I didn't have a degree, so I had 30 years of tacit knowledge and lived experience, and I created my master's exegesis was the kaupapa Māori tikanga and kawa for Māori and Indigenous hair and makeup artists, and so a reclamation of our divine selves. So after working at Māori TV, we were navigating in unsafe spaces. You had the odd tikanga here and there, but nothing really in depth because it was new.
Yes.
But once I actually dug back into it, cosmetics for Māori is not new.
Not new.
Neither is skincare. And I was able to dig into that, and of course using products like yours and mineral cosmetics. I then realised I had to go on a rongoa Māori journey, which was 2 years. Which I thoroughly enjoyed, and I know a lot of makeup artists now that are going into the space. What was happening to me was people were coming in to get hair and makeup done, and they would sit in the chair and burst into tears, and I hadn't even, I'm like, oh, So particularly after lockdown.
Yeah.
And so I realized that these people were coming in
Yes.
imbalanced with mental health problems, and I was having to place my hands on them. So using products like your Kanuka toner, I started utilizing that to shift them from Morirere to Morito, so from the unbalanced to the balanced.
Wow, beautiful.
And I am an ACC rongoa practitioner, and I was brave enough to indigenize my practice, which meant I solely work as an Indigenous master practitioner.
Yeah. I saw that you got a really good achievement in that as well.
I start PhD at Awanuirangi in August, which is New Zealand's only university that has doctorate level.
Wow. So you're going to be doctor?
Well, let's get through the first year first. And, but, you know, I've done the work for the last sort of 4 years to get towards that. And I believe, coming from a space that people see as superficial, hair, makeup, clothes, fashion, like who doesn't love it?
Love it, yes.
But when you're looking at wanting to heal people en masse, you've got to have the Pākehā piece of paper to get things over the line, and I understand that. So the more that you have academia and you can back yourself up, and you can quantify your research, and then you get to a stage where they're like, oh, they're a doctor, just give them whatever they want. Hint, hint. So the goal is to keep our hands-on practitioners safe.
Absolutely.
All hands-on practitioners. So my work does cross over into all areas of healing.
Right. So is it quite similar to Reiki?
There's similar elements. I am not a Reiki healer, so I can't 100% say it is. But for people that have no understanding of, say, miri, putting people on the table, that would be the easiest way for them to understand it. Rongoa Māori goes a lot deeper than that. It goes back to Papatūānuku and Ranganui, to Tāne Mahuta, all our rākau, and it creates a space where we are at one with nature. Like most of our Indigenous cultures.
And good on you, Bianca. You are healing in such a good way to all the people using the natural resources, which is really, really exciting.
I think it's important for people to be aware of what they are consuming and what they're topically putting on their body, because we have had so many instances of multinational corporations using poisonous products, and we wonder why our cancer rates up and why people are getting sick. And, you know, food, it doesn't come in a plastic bag, it's meant to come out of Papatūānuku. So, you know, when we look at healing ourselves, let's go back to the basics.
This is the beautiful thing, you know, you can only heal yourself within the nature and with the universe energy.
And I am that person in the supermarket that's like that, holding up the light.
It's not good for your health. It's not made for you. There are lots of fresh fruits and vegetables available as well. Instead of buying that packed food, go with the natural.
Be mindful, whānau.
Absolutely. We need to be very mindful what we are consuming or what we are applying. It works in all the same way. Okay, Bianca, because you showed me your makeup brushes, that actually excites me a lot. So let's talk about that.
So part of my master's degree, we had to do a 20,000 word exegesis, a tonga tohu iho, which was a gift to our community, and an art exhibition. So I honed in on my practice, which is hair and makeup artistry and hairstyling. And I created a range of makeup brushes.
They are really amazing. I really love that. And when you told me the story, that's really good. Can you please share that?
So don't be ringing me, whānau, trying to get these, because they're actually my personal brushes. So when we look at mineral cosmetics, it's called kokowai.
Right.
which is the red that you see on marae and waka. So if you've ever considered why is the marae not a nice shade of yellow or purple, it's because its kukuwai is the iron oxide from the earth, the mineral, and known as red ochre.
Right.
So it is the blood of Papatūānuku. So through the blood of Papatūānuku comes through the lava, and on the breast of Papatūānuku, when the separation occurred, was Ruamoko Taukumikumi, the youngest atua, and he controls the changing of the seasons and the volcanoes.
Wow.
So Ruamoko, the Taukumikumi, is the pulling and the throwing, the indecisiveness, the imbalance, And so the lava comes through Ruamoko, the Teza Ranganui hit the lava to solidify land masses, and we evolved out of Tangaroa.
Right.
Yeah, mic drop. That's it. And we all, human life came from Africa. So when you look at our Nubian tribes of North Africa, they still wear the red on them.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Right, so here we go. So that is mineral cosmetics.
Right.
It is a sunscreen and an insect repellent. When you look at Columbus, he was trying to navigate to India.
Right.
Got off course, ended up in the Americas. Saw Native American Indians.
Yes.
And they were covered in the red ochre. So he called them Red Indians.
Oh, okay.
Because he didn't want to admit he wasn't in India.
Yes.
So this product, when Māori used it, we would put it on the waka, and the British used it. They used our wood for their masks because they had the best naval fleet in the world.
Nice.
But they used the wood for their masks covered in kukuwai. So being the blood of Papatūānuku, blood is sacred, and it made their ships sacred, so that they wouldn't sink and pirates wouldn't attack them, etc. So Māori healers identified when the kukuwai was removed from our being, our people started suffering from mental health. It was also, so the kukuwai was mixed with shark liver oil. And so people would know shark liver oil from the perfumery industry. And now it's they use synthetic oils. But there's lots of different oils, but we now use fish oils for cognitive clarity. So when we use the mineral and the shark liver oil mixed together, and our Māori men would put it all over their bodies so that their tāmoko would glisten in the light to attract the opposite sex. So then they would have the long flowing hair, the beautiful jewellery, the cosmetics, the korowai, and our women were like, short hair looking at them like, look at these preening peacocks. And so when we look at things such as our suicide rates in New Zealand, when we take away the kukuwai, started messing with their cognitive programming, depression started coming in, they no longer had their long hair, which is an antenna, and they started assimilating to a life which was foreign. And then we wonder why our people are having so many imbalances, which is the taukumikumi.
That's
So,
the reason.
On the front we have, at the bottom is the ruamoko. And then within my Indigenous practice, we have the resistant taukumikumi, acceptance of resistance, and acceptance of taukumikumi. So Taina Pohatu, my uncle, highlighted taukumikumi to me. I just dug into it further. And so everybody thinks they're in acceptance of taukumikumi, but most of us aren't. We're in resistant taukumikumi. So when you decide, I'm so resistant to whatever idea or situation is around you, if you accept that you're resistant, you shift straight into acceptance of resistance. Taukumikumi. Within that space, all the toxic noise pollution dissipates, and it leaves you the space because you've moved out of your own resistance. And you've just shifted. And you're like, okay, I'm resistant. I'm resistant, all right? So, 2, then move yourself out of your own acceptance of resistant to kumi. You have to make little aims and goals forward into your acceptance of kumi. Yeah. So it's the journey that is important. It's the decision to create change, because nobody can do that for us. That decision. And so with these triangles here, that is the little aims and goals, until we get to the Harrier Hawk at the top, which is where we transcend into our own freedom and our mental freedom, because we are attempting to attain spiritual and soul harmony, inner peace. And so within my Indigenous practice, karakia, waiata, cleansing in any way with the water, using the minerals, affirmations, breathing, all these sorts of tools which are free, I utilize to keep myself mauri tau, which is balanced. Yeah, it's all about the balance. So another methodology in my Indigenous practice is mauri rere, which is the unbalance, anger, frustration, depression, all of those negative things. So mauri rere, mauri tau is the balance. And then mauri ora, which you may have heard of, which is 100% holistic well-being. So we can't be in mauri ora all the time, but we could at least try to be tau. So most people come to me in mauri rere. I use the sprays, the cosmetics, the minerals, the skincare, the karakia, every tool I've got to shift them to mauri tau. So when you've been on the table or in the chair with me for an hour, you're like,
you are actually healing at that time.
That's right. So anybody that places hands on another person is healing them. It doesn't matter what they're doing. So within that space, we then need to bring in, because the minerals come from Papatūānuku. And so we then have to bring in our wairua. Where does that sit in that space? So when I do the karakia with them at the beginning, we tap into the wairua and reconnect it to mauri ora. So when they look in the mirror or they get off the table, they feel the balance and a reconnection.
This is what I have seen in your before and after photos when you do makeup, and it's a big result. Even other makeup artists do a really good job, but with your one, because you do in such a natural way, and you can see that the person is so relaxed in their photos. They are not stressed out while having their makeup done. So it's amazing.
We're living in a social media Instagram world, so it isn't this massive reveal, because we all love a good reveal.
Absolutely.
But I have to be authentic to myself. And I don't edit the pictures. I don't use any lighting. It's all completely natural. So people are going to get what they're going to get. And I do try to keep it as real as possible. And it is about shifting the individual. It's not about slopping makeup all over them. It's about enhancing them. And a lot of the people that come to me have never actually had a lot of cosmetics on before. So my clients, they're like, I'm not sure what I want. I'm like, let me guess. You want to look really, really natural, but really, really hot. And they're like, how did you know? And I'm like, all my clients want that.
That's the way. And a lot of people are there like, oh, I want to look like, natural. It's not going to be too much of makeup so that you look totally a different person.
And I do have to push the boundaries sometimes with some clients. Some of them are like, I have some unusual ideas about, I don't want any foundation, but they're going into a photo shoot. And I'm just like, so when you've been dealing with the public, and of course all the high profile personalities that I dealt with at Māori TV, from politicians to every sports star, every singer, you've got big personalities, and we are there to, they come in a tapu space, and we lay hands on them, and they have their mahi to do, their work to do, and we shift them into the person that we need them to be to get the work done.
Absolutely.
And then when they come back offset, we then remove it all. So it's taking a person from noa, which is ordinary, into a tapu space. And then when they come back, we shape shift them back to noa again.
Wow, beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
I won't tell you all my tricks of how to do that, but
yeah. Okay. So next is about Caithy Organics. So how's your experience working with the products and the brand?
I enjoy the brand. I appreciate your support. For me, using New Zealand brands, products that they care about what they're putting in their products, the ingredients.
Yes.
Like that is what I'm going to look for first.
Yeah.
I can tell you more what I don't want.
Yeah.
I don't want something that is synthetic.
Yeah.
I don't want something that's been made overseas and mass produced, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
There's a space for that, but what I'm looking for in the healing space, it doesn't work.
Absolutely.
Then it's put on a ship, it's gone through all sorts of x-rays, it's been in quarantine, and it will then sit on the shelf for however long, and then Muggins here goes and buys it. And then wonders why it doesn't work. Because there's no modi in it.
Yes.
So the modi is the energy. So, and the ingredients that are grown from Papatōnaku. That's what I'm looking for. So those natural, native ingredients. And also the people that make it.
Yes.
Are they good people? Do they care about their clients? It's the little things. And I've adored you since we met. So I'm just like, I've come your way. I was with other companies, and then I've like wiggled this way and stayed.
Thank you for believing in, and you see the value in the products that's actually helping your clients as well.
It's the feedback from the clients as well. It really is. It's like it's not about cost and packaging and all of that. I care about what's in the bottle.
Yes.
And then I care about the feedback from my clients. And so far it's been brilliant.
Thank you so much.
Stick with it.
Thank you for sharing your experience working with our brand, and thank you for your support too. Okay, so Bianca, where people can find you if they would love to do their makeup or they want to heal themselves?
So you can find me very easily if you just tap in Bianca Fallon on Google. I will come up. And I have the space is on the North Shore, and because I'm starting PhD whānau, I am only working from the studio for the next 3 years. I'm not doing any freelancing. So you can book in for hair and makeup. It takes about an hour and a half. And you can also book in if you're an ACC registered client. I have a vendor number. You go onto my website, www.mediamakeup1.com, and all my contact details are there. Just flick me an email. You can text me. I am the type of professional that gets back to people. I am that person. And that's how I've maintained quite a high standard in the industry, because I do communicate with people, and if I can't do the job, I'll refer you on to somebody else that can support you. No problem.
Oh, good. So do you have any other booking system as well?
No, I like doing, I want to hear, this is something that I do. I put with my poor clients, I put them through their paces, because I'm selective on who I place my hands on. So we will communicate, and then I will email you the information. So people have to send me 3 hair pictures of what they want, and then they have to choose one.
All right.
So before they even come in, we both know what is happening.
Oh, okay.
So that takes the anxiety out of it for them.
This is what I was telling you in the photos. Every person looks really relaxed.
Because they've gotten what they asked for.
Yeah.
If they don't like it, it's because they've gotten it wrong. It takes the onus off me, which doesn't happen. It's maybe happened twice ever, and it's something like just change your lipstick, or you know, when you've been doing hair and makeup for 30 years, it's very easy to just go, let's just, you know, shape shift that and change it. I'm easily available. Just contact me. I'm happy to communicate.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you, Bianca, for sharing all the things. Okay, now my last question is about the beauty tips. So I normally ask all of the clients. So would you like to share any beauty tips with our lovely audience?
Okay, my beauty tips are going to be probably a bit different from other people's beauty tips, of course.
Yeah.
I like to go back to the basics.
Yeah.
We're talking sleep.
Yes.
Yeah, sleeping between the hours of 10 p.m. and 2 a.m. because that is when your body heals itself.
Yeah.
Eating properly. Yeah, you are what you put in your body.
Absolutely.
It's as simple as that. Eat breakfast, start your metabolism up.
Yeah.
Water.
Yeah. Very important.
Fat leaves the body through urine. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
Breathing. A lot of people don't breathe. So I do a breathing ritual every morning where I, upon waking, I do karakia.
Yeah.
I then I hold my breath for as long as I can and then breathe 3 times, and I do that 3 times.
Wow.
And that just makes me toe. So before I even get out of bed, I stretch to get the toxins flowing. I work out 5 days a week. I'm 49 years old. I'm just going to put that out. But I am proof of the pudding. You can regenerate yourself and turn back time. Because let's be honest, I partied through my 20s and 30s, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so the beauty of having a child, it makes you more patient and slows you down.
Absolutely.
And then you're able to hone in on your own health and well-being.
Yeah.
So doing upper body weights twice a week, walking twice a week, and yoga.
Yeah.
And let's make things that seem like a chore into a habit. They become a way of life. And so this is why I look the way I do, because I put the time and effort into all of these things. I don't eat red meat either, but you know, I can't go past the old crayfish. I'm from Gisborne, I'm from Ngāti Porou.
Yeah,
so,
I know fish is really popular. Yeah.
Sorry, Auntie. But a plant-based nut diet. I think it's always good to do a vegetarian diet, even if you do a cleansing sort of for 3 to 5 days once a month. You will see the repercussions of it. So my beauty tips, when it comes to makeup, focus on your skincare.
Absolutely.
If you can make your skin look as clear as possible, you don't need as much cosmetics.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So, and also for our whānau with darker skin, we don't actually suit a lot of cosmetics packed on. It doesn't look good, it doesn't work. It's about highlighting. And of course 10 years of Māori TV is gonna make me knock that into me. I had a running joke with one of my presenters, Narimu, and she would come in to do the news each night, and I'd be like, what colour would you like? Purple, green, brown. So it was always the same palette. No problem. No. I'm not the one wearing it. But we just suit that neutral palette. It works for us. So stick with that if you're a newbie to cosmetics. But if you can use a good skincare range like Caithy Organics, and stick with the many mineral cosmetics ranges in New Zealand, and also be mindful of what you're putting on your hair.
Oh, we have hair oil as well.
That's what
But
I'm
definitely,
talking about.
yeah, we gotta talk about it. Yeah, and we got a marula enriched hair oil. Definitely, marula is not a New Zealand native, a South African botanical. So it has amazing results for the hair and rich in antioxidants.
The thing is, our hair,
Yeah.
so it grows out of our head, the most tapu part of our body.
Yeah.
And so when I look at my hair, this is maybe, 20, 30 years old.
Yeah.
So we have everything that we've been thinking and feeling in that hair.
Yeah.
Yeah. So our nails and our skin,
Yes.
we're able to exfoliate and get rid of those pretty easy. But our hair holds on to all of that trauma. Yeah, so
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so this is why when women cut their hair and they've got long hair and it gets cut too short, they're like, oh! Yeah. So do not leave your hair on the salon floor. It is a part of your body. Pick it up, take it home and bury it back in Papatūānuku. Yeah?
All right.
Like if somebody came up to you and said, a stranger, can I have a piece of your hair? Would you give it to them?
No.
But so why do we leave it on the salon floor?
All right.
Yeah, so that is a dead part of our body. Pick it up, keep it safe, take it home.
So yeah, that's a really important tip. So make sure that whenever you go for your hair cutting next time, make sure to take your hair back.
Take a little brown bag with you and just
Okay.
say to the hairdresser, can you collect my hair for me? I do the first cut with an obsidian crystal, which is many Indigenous nations use.
Yeah.
And I have a bucket with a lid on it specifically for my clients' hair, and then I get rid of it myself. I also collect their tissues that might have they might have sneezed on it or cried on it, and so that's got their DNA. Yeah, so I put that in the bucket and I make sure that it's disposed of properly. Yeah.
So how you dispose of?
I burn it.
Burn it.
I take it to the whenua.
Right.
And I do a burning ritual.
Right.
And I gift it all back.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's nice. Good to know. And I think, like me, a lot of people don't know about that. And I think it's really good knowledge which you have shared with our lovely audience and with me as well. Like, that's amazing. Thank you so much for your time today. And thank you to our lovely audience as well for listening to our conversation. And I hope that you got a good knowledge about Bianca's services and also about the rongoa healing. And most importantly, about the beauty tips. So thank you once again and have a lovely day. Stay safe and stay beautiful. This is